Hey guys, this is Josh of We3 Games. I'm playing our continuation of our Survival Island Let's Play with Fred. Sadly, the audio for this episode didn't record, so this isn't a live follow through. This is an after recording. And basically, what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to go through this and explain to you as we go along, because of the lack of sound. Um, Basically, me and Fred we uncovered this dungeon bit. And instead of going for the direct assault approach, we decided that we just hack through this wall, and we use this TNT that we made from the creepers that we killed and bits of sand. And but we weren't sure we were going to use it until we made sure that the chest wasn't anywhere near. And in a minute you can see, I don't know if you can, at the back there you can see the chest is, way in the back. So we had no problem with using the TNT. I've got some redstone in my inventory as well. And Fred is behind me at the moment. He's making a lever, and he's going to be the one who's going to be detonating it. And so he comes over and he places the lever. Or no, I do. Sorry. And it goes. All right, and he completely missed the countdown. By the way, I started counting 3, and he just boom. You did it without even counting. And of course, it doesn't kill them all. The ones at the side. And Fred dies, and his gear explodes all over the place. And it just leaves me to fight on my own. So I'm cacking my pants as it is, and I'm just waiting for him to do this. And so I run through, pick up his stuff, and I go to just try and cover up the the thing in torches, and it's not there. It's destroyed the crate as well. It's destroyed the spawner, and there's still a zombie left. And so Fred teleports to me. And he's looking for his stuff, and I've picked it all up, of course, because he exploded in my face. And he asks where his things are, and so I open the inventory in a minute after putting some things down. I discover he has a diamond axe in his inventory. And now I run off on a tangent trying to explain why we have this diamond axe when we said we weren't going to cheat. Now, as you know, the channel is called We3 Games, and there is a third gamer. His name is Max Goddard. However, we started the series without him, so we needed to find a plot device, or make a plot device for him to join in. And we came up with this idea that we'd use a boat, like he'd been shipwrecked. And of course, we didn't want to use the materials we'd got on the island. So what we did was we put all of our items in a chest, and we opted in some items. We spawned some items that we could use to make this little scene. After we completed the scene, we threw all of our stuff in the ocean. We just left it there. We didn't use it, and we went back to picking up our original stuff. But Fred didn't drop the axe, and I think he didn't drop some wool. I think that was the only things he didn't drop. He was too engrossed in the game, and he completely forgot about it. He didn't use them. As you see now that I go up there and it's dark. And he heads out there to try and kill a few mobs. We think, okay, well, we'll fight our way there. But then we realise that actually, considering the fact that we've already, we've opted items in, it's technically we've already cheated a bit. So we figure that we may as well just change it so that we've got the daylight, so we can at least show you what we were going to use as a plot device. And so he goes out there and he changes the time in a moment. And we head out and we show you what we had in mind. Okay, so up we go. Instead of there's like a little bit of a wreckage. It's not the most amazing thing. It was made in a few minutes. And we swim out there and I show you what it is. From here it looks okay. It's not amazing. Minus, the sail shouldn't be floating in midair, which I did moan at Fred for. I was like, dude, that's not how boats work. Okay, come on. I mean, we know we're building with squares here, but at least try to make the physics work. And I'm explaining now that if you're on the island and you're looking this way, it looks okay. It looks reasonable. It looks like a wreck, right? But if you're standing there, you can't really see the other side. The side isn't that decorated. It was simply for the looks of from the other side of the island, from the island's mainland even. And so you see now, I take the axe and I throw it into the water. And I think I throw something else in there as well. I'm not sure. And then we swim back. Oh no, we don't. No, we don't. I'm sorry. What I do is while I'm trying to explain all this, I'm like a running tangent. I'm like trying to explain why we had all these items in our inventory. Sorry, while Fred had the axe in his inventory, I'm trying to make some fence to make the sail look like it's actually a sail. It's not hovering. However, I'm not concentrating at all, and I end up making ladders. So this is quite funny because here I am trying to place these ladders, without realizing, hey, wait a minute, they don't go in the ground, they go on things, which just further serves, to prove the point that I'm not much of a survival player. And so I suddenly realised, wait a minute, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. Of course you don't use ladders. And so I go back to the crafting bench and I build some fence and set about repairing what we didn't complete. And I throw the ladder out. And of course, me still being confused and talking, I end up placing it in the wrong place and losing it. And of course, you can't do it that way. So I do it this way. And then I tell Fred to just, put a bit of wool on it, but he doesn't. So I have to get another bit of fence. Oh no, he does, sorry. My bad. He actually helped. So I dump those out, because I don't need them anymore. And I dump out a stick. So I think we head back to the island now. Yeah, we head back to the island. Diamond axe has been tossed. We don't need that anymore. It's gone. There'll be no more cheating. There'll be no more making of any additional plot devices. And so I think, if I remember rightly, we go back here and I build like another layer, or maybe more of cobblestone on the house. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for like the best part of a minute and a half. Just me building this thing, trying to finish it with the materials I gathered. And of course, Fred gets trapped, and he's like, "Well, how do I get out of this thing?" And so he builds up, puts a ladder on there, and climbs out. And he tells me that he's going to go check on the wheat, I think, because we did manage to get the grass to grow in the end. I managed to set the wheat up to make more health, because we were really panicking about that, because we, if we didn't have any wheat, then we were thinking, well, we're going to be fucked here. But we realised that you can cook fish in survival multiplayer now, whereas you couldn't a few months ago. And we set about doing that until we managed to get the grass to work. So he's over there and he's harvesting all the wheat, and he goes to replant it, and he comes over to me in a minute, and he's asking for a new hoe. Oh no, he's asking for the hoe that he had dropped. So I'm running over there, and by the time I get over towards him, he's already climbing up the wall, towering, which really annoys me as well when people tower like upwards, just straight upwards. And me being the nice friend I am, I tell him to go fetch it. After he's travelled all that way. And so he comes, he goes back to the wheat to replant it. And meanwhile, I go back to building again. I think I only do another little bit. Let's see. Yeah, I think I do like the end of this bit and the end of the other line. And then I think I head inside and head down towards the dungeon, because he's asking me while he's planting these seeds. He asks, what are we doing after this? Because I'm not sure where we go from here. Are we going to build the house? And I say to him, no, I'll head down and I'll meet you in there. And so I head on down. Another thing you'll notice is I also modified the stairs a bit. I tried to make them more smooth and like slight. However, the raising, like the way you'd walk up, would end up with us being in the ocean. So I got halfway through and realised, actually, I'm just going to flatten this off and put some ladders there. And of course I fall off because I'm an idiot. And after that event, I just head back down into the cave, and I come down into here, and I encounter a skeleton, which he was easy. There wasn't any hard work to it. A few arrows, and that was it. He was gone. but I set about exploring further in, and I realised that that actually the further you go down, the more light you have to have, otherwise they spawn. I'm not much of a survival player, but even I know that because I've watched videos of other Let's Players, and they've gone down really far. I mean, like Code's Quest, when the thing came out where it changed, like the further you down, the more light you had, and the whole bottom of his base was filled with creepers and like stuff like that, and he had a hard time getting them out. But yeah, I go through, and this is the funny bit here, right? Because there is a creeper, and I hit him once with a bow, and then I duck back because I'm terrible, and I miss, right? And he blows up. Goodbye torch. Okay, so I think I have to replace the torch. I don't look, and watch how much I freak out. Yeah, I absolutely freak. If you could hear the sound for that, it's the most untamed shriek I've ever given in a game. And I even posted on the website, right, on Facebook. If you ever want to hear me scared in a game, that would be the perfect summing up of what I would sound like. Okay, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, I even, like, the mouse was everywhere. And then there's another one. So I'm sat there thinking, is there like a creeper spawner or something? Because that's just ridiculous. That's going to be a pain in the ass. And so I head on through here in a minute, I think. I'm not sure. But I get a bit brave. And I head up on through here just to check what's up here. And I wall off this area because I'll go back and explore that later. But I always like, I'll wall off one area and go back and say, hey, I'll explore this later, and I'll do this bit now. And that way you don't get lost as to where you've been and where you haven't been. And so I'm feeling quite brave, like I said. I only go so far here though. As I pass through, I'm seeing all these ores and stuff. So I'm thinking to myself, oh, this is good. And I'm telling Fred that we can have some armors now. It'll be a bit easier to play. We need less food and such and such. But I think I get to like the top of here and go through a little bit, and I think I wall it off. I think it might be just here actually. I think I wall it off, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not that brave, I'm not that stupid either, because I don't have any food on me. I have 3.5 health, and chances are I'm gonna die if I continue in here because it would just be reckless to go like that. I don't lose all my stuff. And so I start heading back, and I think that's pretty much about all I do in this episode, and all we do, apart from I'll go up top and I'll climb up the ladder, and then I'll just stop in like the little base bit, like the first base bit we had, and that's it for the episode. I believe, anyway. Yeah, we'll see. Just I don't know if I can't remember if anything pops up and just appears. And I think I could hear a skeleton, so I looked around. But no, there was nothing, so I kept walking up. And yeah, there was nothing there. I just go through here and I go up the ladder. And that's it, guys. That's the end of this episode. Once again, I'd like to thank you all for watching. You've been watching Josh and Fred of We3 Games. Comment, rate, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a nice day.